Did you know there's a variable in your trading that controls more of your P&L than your strategy does? Most traders don't give it any attention, and most trading courses don't even teach it. But if you ever place the perfect trade, the right setup, the right entry, sized correctly, and still found a way to lose money on it, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not your indicator. It's not your entries. It's not your strategy. It's psychology. After 16 years in the market, building an 8-figure portfolio from $6,000 and running one of the largest options trading communities online, I can tell you with full confidence that the gap between traders who make money consistently and traders who don't is almost never the strategy. It's what's happening in their head while they execute it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly where psychology is deciding your P&L without you even noticing it's happening. Section 1, don't trade the chart, you trade yourself. Here's the thing most people miss about charts. The chart is neutral. It doesn't know you're watching it. It doesn't care if you take the trade. It doesn't push you in or pull you out. Every decision, every single one, it lives entirely on your side of the screen. And yet most traders spend 95% of their time studying the chart, almost no time studying themselves. Here's how I think about it. Two traders, they look at the same exact setup at the exact same moment. One sees a clean entry, one sees a trap. The same chart, same candles, same level, but completely different read. Why? Because one of them is coming off a losing week. The other one just had their best day in months. One of them is stressed about something outside of the market, and the other slept 8 hours and is locked in. The chart didn't change. The person reading it did. And I've seen this play out inside our community more times than I can count. Someone calls the level perfectly in the chat, timestamps it, explains it, gets it exactly right, then doesn't take the trade themselves. That is not a strategy problem. That is a psychology problem. The chart is a mirror. Most traders are spending all their time studying the glass instead of what's reflected in it. Section 2, the setup didn't fail, the version of you that day that did. Okay, every trader has lived this. The same strategy, same rules, same setup, 2 different sessions, opposite results. And then what happens? The default explanation is the market changed. Reject that. The market is always changing. That's not an explanation. That's an excuse. Here's what actually changed. You did. How much sleep did you get? Did you have back-to-back losses the day before? Are you trading money you can't afford to lose right now? Is there something going on at home taking up mental bandwidth? Did you just hit a big win and you're feeling invincible? Every one of these things changes the instrument, and you're trying to play the same song on a different instrument every single day. And here's exactly what this looks like. Trader takes a clean entry on Tuesday, textbook setup, but it's coming off a losing Monday. The loss is still sitting in their nervous system. So the second the trade starts to breathe against them, even a normal healthy pullback that's completely within range, they move their stop. Not because the trade told them to, but because the pain from yesterday told them to. The same setup as last week, different person taking it. This is the part nobody wants to hear. Your edge is not a fixed number. It is conditional on the version of you executing it. A bad mental state doesn't just affect your mood. It literally changes your win rate. Section 3, position size is a psychology test wearing a math costume. Most traders think position sizing is a math problem. They pick a percentage, they stick to it, and done. But here's the reality. The size you actually put on is almost never the size your rules say. It's the size your nervous system can hold without panicking. Those are 2 completely different numbers. Watch what happens across a typical week. Monday, they take a loss, and Tuesday, they size down because the fear is still there. Even though the setup on Tuesday is statistically identical to the trade they made $800 on last week. They're in at half the size because the loss is still sitting on them. Wednesday, they win. Thursday, they win again, and now they feel invincible. Friday, they size up and they give everything back they made from Wednesday and Thursday on a single trade. That right there is not strategy failure. That's an emotional sizing pattern, and almost every retail trader has it. Here's the exercise I want you to actually do. Pull up your last 20 trades. Look at the size you put on each one. You're not looking at math. You're looking at a chart on your emotional state over that period. The big sizes, those were the days you felt confident. The small sizes, those were the days you were scared. The skip trades, those were the days you were either checked out or too deep inside your own head to pull the trigger. 2 traders, same strategy, same win rate. One size is consistently based on a rule, and the other size is based on how they feel. By December, the gap between their accounts is significant, and almost none of it came from the strategy. It came from the emotional tax the second trader paid every single week through inconsistent sizing. Consistent sizing is not about being rigid. It's about removing your emotional state from the equation so your actual edge can compound the way it's supposed to. Section 4, you'll repeat the same trade until you learn what it's trying to teach you. Here's the pattern I've watched play out hundreds of times inside our community. Trader makes the same mistake, a different ticker, different week, different market condition, but it's the same mistake. The chart looks new every time. The setup looks different. But if you zoom out and look at the behavior, it's the same exact pattern from 3 months ago. And here's what makes it so expensive. Most traders are already aware of it. They know they revenge trade, they know they hold their losers too long, and they know they cut their winners too early. Knowing it doesn't stop it, because the behavior isn't coming from the thinking part of your brain. It's coming from a faster system, one that reacts before the rational part of you even wakes up. The market sends you a bill every time you repeat the pattern. You can pay it and learn, or you can pay it and not learn. But either way you pay. Most traders pay for the same lesson 5, 10, 20 times, and each time convinced the problem was the strategy, the broker, the conditions, anything except the pattern they brought with them. What actually breaks the loop isn't willpower. It's slowing down enough to feel what's happening before you take the trade. It's journaling, not just the entry and the exit, but what you were actually feeling when you made the decision. It's studying your own emotional patterns with the same seriousness you study the chart's patterns. The trade you keep losing is trying to teach you something, and the question is whether you're willing to sit still long enough to learn it. Section 5, profitable traders aren't smarter, they're calmer. Here's the myth most retail traders carry. The people making real money figured out a smarter strategy. They found something nobody else has. After 16 years and thousands of traders through our community, I can tell you directly, that's almost never true. The difference between traders who figure it out and the ones who stay stuck is almost never intelligence. It's almost never strategy complexity. It's calmness. And I don't mean that as a vibe. I mean it as a competitive edge. And here's what calm actually looks like in practice. It's the ability to be in a position and not need it to do something in the next 5 minutes. It's the ability to take a loss, close the trade, and walk into the next setup completely clean, like the last trade never happened. It's the ability to sit on your hands for 3 hours because nothing's there, without manufacturing a reason to be in the market, just to feel like you're doing something. Picture 2 traders running the same strategy on the same day. The reactive trader gets in, feels the heat, exits early, gets back in when it starts moving, and gets shaken out again. By the time the move finishes, they've been in and out 3 times and captured almost none of it. The calm trader gets in at the level, lets it breathe, holds through the noise, and exits near the target. Same strategy, same setup, same opportunity, but completely different result. The only variable was the state they were in when they traded it. You have spent years studying charts, indicators, setups, and strategies. The most underweighted variable in your entire trading education is the state you're in while you execute all of it. This is what separates traders who make it, the ones who stay stuck, not the strategy, the state. So if psychology is the actual edge, the next question is how you actually build it. And the answer isn't a mindset decision. It's not reading a book on telling yourself to be more disciplined. It comes from your daily routine. How you prepare before the market opens, how you manage risk once it does. Click this video here where I walk through the exact daily framework of how real people actually get good at trading fast. That's where the psychology we talked about today becomes a process you can actually run. I'll see you there.